Welcome back to In the Garden. I'm here with Jordan from Grange Co-op, and we're talking all things hostas. Now, these are my favorite kind of plants. I love big green plants. There's a lot we need to know about them. Where do we even start?
Hostas are a really common perennial up in this area. A great shade option, and they have a lot of variety, more than just being a simple green plant. I think something that all gardeners should give a chance. They're known as plantain lilies, hostas being their family. They range in everything from your super small dwarf little plants like the mouse ears, which is one of my favorite little guys, to your giant Eola sapphires, your blue angels, your blue mammoths, plants that can get leaves up to 3 feet across sometimes.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, there's a lot of things to take care of them. You mentioned slugs love these kind of plants. What is the best way to prevent slugs from getting in these guys?
Unfortunately, slugs just chase them down. It's hard, even in our garden center where we have our display gardens, I still have slug and snail issues. It's pretty easy to remedy. You may not eradicate all of them, but a product like Sluggo is really great at taking care of those in a natural way. Another option that people really like are these hazelnut shells. They are locally sourced in Oregon. They won't completely eradicate the slugs or snails, not what we're after, but it does deter them pretty well, and it makes for a really attractive mulch around these things.
Alrighty, cool. And so, okay, these are so pretty. I mean, I don't know if you know the answer to this, but do you know why some of them have like different colors in the plants and the leaves and everything? Hostas
have been domesticated and bred for centuries probably. So people will try to get out traits like these really curly textures. Other times you'll get that variegation. Sometimes it's on the edge like a gilding. Sometimes it's in the interior. Of course, people have always bring them for size. In fact, several of the county fairs have categories just for hosta leaves. Oh, wow. They do bloom. You can see several of these are starting to bloom, and some are bred for the color, light blues, light lavenders, sometimes a really nice scent, but it's the leaves that are really making these the most desirable things. Okay, and then these are great like indoor plants, correct? You probably could do an indoor. They're not always going to like the heat, but they also work really well on like a covered patio, something that gets protected from the afternoon sun. Maybe where you struggle to have some kind of summer interest. These will come up early, March, April or so, and they'll last all the way through fall. They make great companion plantings with things like pansies, coral bells, that kind of splash of color, begonias even too. And all they're going to want is a potting soil that's leaning towards the acid lover side. So acid planting mix works great. Fertilizing with something labeled for acid mix or for blueberries or rhodies, these guys are going to be happy. They're very low maintenance. I was going to say, they sound like a very low maintenance plant. They just get along with everyone. Yeah. It just sounds like. And then what about watering? Is it just average water needs? If they're deeply established, they're not particularly thirsty, even though they look like a very tropical plant. But they're not a xeriscape plant by any means. So make sure in these hot days, especially with that hot afternoon and even evening night winds, that you're checking to make your soil still has some moisture to it. We also have a segment on slugs and how to get rid of them. So I know we mentioned, slugs liking these guys, but if you want to learn more information about that, you can always head to our website at KDRV.com, or of course, step inside of a Grange Co-op store to learn more information. But thanks so much for joining us in the garden.